Savage Worlds. Whether we're at the table or over the internet, in our role-playing game, fantasy is just the beginning. From the Wild West to the depths of outer space and beyond. Anytime, any place. They're all Savage Worlds.
Hello and welcome to the Iconic Production channel. I am Jay the GM, and with me are my wild cards. Welcome, wild cards, to Crucible of Realms. We're going to do a quick recap. We're going to just get right into where we're at. Last time, Jenny was going to give us a great recap, but I prepared it, and so I'm going to run with it. Last time we saw the group come together chasing down some fire dancers, a cult dedicated to their void, across the rooftops of Crucible. And Chen, on her lift edge, was able to kind of cut them off, take care of everything.
Called a lift edge.
It's called a lift edge.
I'm gonna go ahead and write that down.
Sam managed to capture one with his mantles and drag them down. We found out that Pockets, for at least the time being, is an undead given wizard. And Abe is the brutal killer of them all. And you guys got tapped by the dragon that Chen is in service to, Lord Satorito, who was like, hey, there's this thing going on, an ally of the house has been killed, I want you to go investigate it. You guys showed up at the Tattered Vellum, discovered this antiquarian was killed, some strange things afoot, discovered clues in a ledger, clues around the shop, as well as the secret panel hidden behind a bookshelf that led down beneath the street's surface. But before we begin, first of all, Greg, good to see you, as well as Certified Organic. We're going to go back about 24 hours, and somewhere in Crucible, the necessary materials have been gathered. The black candle purchased from the dead, the blood of a hanged man, silver bowl filled with salt, a pentagram drawn on the floor with chalk taken from the elemental plane. Earth. All around, the body, the dead man. The servant comes in and enters the candle, lighting it, placing it atop the body. Pours the salt into the bowl, placing it on the chest. The incantation begins. Strange sounds, strangely sibilant in the darkness, as if an inhuman mouth is pronouncing the words. The room grows colder, frost appearing inside the pentagram, a faint mist swirling around the light of the candle. The mist descends onto the body, wrapping it, sinking into it, coalescing around the dead man, producing, as it does, the iconic fedora, ratty tie, trench coat. The dead man's eyes snapped open. As you scan the room, Sam, kind of size up the situation, you can feel the wounds closing themselves on the body as your mantle kind of stitches the body back together. There's a servant in very plain robes with a silver belt and a silver mond of a dragon-breathing fire on right over his heart, and you can sense there is something in the darkness watching him.
I wave at all the salt and candles and all of that. Say, none of this is strictly necessary, mind you, but it helps weed out those who aren't quite serious.
The body you possess was loyal to me. Slain by assassins who slipped past our gates and our guards. He would be forgotten save for my memory. Would have you seek out his killer, Samson. Bring to justice.
Sounds about right, but to make one thing clear, I work for him, not you.
Agreed.
Him being the
Yeah, and as you watch, the smoke only to your eyes only kind of flows out of the body and reconstitutes itself in a very confused looking man, about 80 years old, wearing a similar robe to the servant. You see a heavy chain around his neck that is missing from yours. You know that the only things that the dead carry with them are things of importance to them. That is fine. I have maneuvered pawns of the board to aid you in this quest. You should find Chen, a servant of mine, not far from here. I know you are on a time limit. Wish you the best of luck.
Sure thing. I turn to the ghost, say, well, pal, let's go catch the guy who offed ya.
Now the wounds on this guy, while your mantle has stitched them back together, the wounds are very real for him. You can see the center of his chest has been torn open by something. And as you watch, he seems filled with kind of the silver ethereal light of the ritual. But the wound weeps very slowly, but every drop that falls from the wound, there's a little bit of his essence that is splitting away.
All right.
Back in the present, Chen and Abe, you have decided to head down this path, correct? Sam, Pockets, you were speaking with the guards outside.
That's right. What was I asking them?
What you ask the guards?
Ben, I'm your GM. I control literally everything else in this world. I don't actually know for sure. Make it fun.
Probably. Oh, that's right. I was asking them if there was like salvage rights or anything about the whole place. Like, does anybody claim this? Could it be like, is it first come first serve? How's this work?
The one on the left who hasn't spoken yet. Her voice is very harsh as it comes out from behind the face guard. You know that everything in this shop reverts to the Lord on the death of the antiquarian. You are here at his leave. You stay in the palace at his leave.
Right. So has it like an inventory been done yet?
Everyone just kind of shrugs. They're with Chen. Then they should be with Chen.
Right. Okay. So no inventory.
They go back to... Alright, certified interrogating him, the first Benny of the... The mystery guest guitarist's riff is going in my head now.
Alright, I'm going to...
So, as you guys are talking, Sam, are you asking anything?
To the guards?
Yeah.
No, but I'll look to the ghost and say, you know this guy?
Him?
No, I'm talking to about the corpse. I'm talking to the ghost.
Oh, about the corpse? Yes. Tanak was a good man, a wise Minotaur. He had mustered out of the Legion. Has been here for at least the last 30 years.
Mustered out of the Legion.
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, yes, many in Crucible are former legionnaires. Those who have paid off the debts, the chains that they wear when they enter the Legion.
I see. Looking at the body, does it look like it was also wounded in the chest at all?
It does not.
Okay.
It looks as if it has been heavily burned. And as you kind of kneel down and look at it a little closer, you want to give me a notice roll to see exactly what else you might pick up?
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump over to Abe and Chen, who are probably...
Most likely.
So her liver age, is that user like a repulsion technology?
I don't understand those words.
I'm just wondering, like, how does it like simply float, or is it like actually being pushed off or something?
It operates under the...
I'm basically wondering if she rides it down through the sewer, is she gonna have like a constant spray of sewage surrounding her? Or
That is a good question that I would love to know the answer.
No,
okay, so it doesn't technically like have like downforce.
it does not. It operates on principles established in the early days of Crucible by the Elemental Estates. Are you a member of the Elemental Estates?
I'm not.
You do not know how it works.
It's cool.
Alright, what'd you get, sir?
That is 2 and 2s. 2
Alright.
2s.
So all you know is kind of what you saw last time. That there were several knife wounds. There were no defense. Like, it doesn't look like you put up anything. But you do notice that the flesh around the edges of the wounds are charred.
Yeah. Well, can't rule out that it's not your killer, but definitely a different cause of death here. Let's join the others down below.
Do you do this often?
Explore the sewers. You'd be surprised.
All right.
One more question. As I'm currently undead, can I see his ghost buddy?
You cannot.
Okay, so even the undead can't necessarily see ghosts.
No. However, there is an edge.
That's right, but the okay.
See the forensic energy, which would allow you to see the ghosts or the spirits. We're actually going to call them the dispossessed.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Like Columbo, I do have one more question.
I need you to win.
Okay.
Keep the end alive. Chen and Abe, who's going down first? Again, it's large enough for a Minotaur, but even the guy up there would probably have had to like cant his head just a little bit.
Unless he was a mini
Quick question.
Yes.
What does this look like? What kind of tunnel are we in right now?
Are you
How
getting all the
gross
way
is
in?
it?
Okay. Well, who's going first?
Well, that would what I'm seeing would determine.
Okay, as you look down, there's a set of stone steps, and you don't smell anything. Like, you can hear the sound of running water flowing down there. It is a arched stairway that goes down. The stairs are worn. Some of them are cracked. It has clearly been here for a while, and about kind of at the edge of the light that's coming from the tattered vellum, you can see there is a narrowing of it, but it just seems to be another arch, and there's more sets of like really old language kind of carved into it.
My thought process is that if this got gross, you could hop on the board with me.
I'll just go ahead and go down first. It's not afraid.
I just need, so John, before we started the game, we were talking about my pungeon that I plan to run at some point, and one of the bosses in the dungeon is the Pet Minotaur. Yeah. We should run that on stream sometime. Just like start at like midnight so that no one would ever see it. Run through the pungeon for ONC. So you're going down first?
Yep.
Okay. As you descend the stairs, the air kind of grows a little bit thicker. And when you cross under that arch, there's just this sudden, overpowering stench of decay, filth. The walls before you are narrow. You can get through them. You kind of see little scrape marks on the walls here, where clearly the antiquarian kind of was scraping his horns on the way down. As you step inside, at the base of the stairs, the darkness just sort of engulfs you.
I am gonna turn around and be like, nope, don't like it down here. And
You can
say-
definitely hear the sound of there is definitely something flowing in front of you, and you can hear off to your right this rhythmic noise. There's a thump followed by kind of a scratching sound, like the jagged sound of like iron on stone, and then another thump. And there are several voices as if they are carrying on a conversation with each other. You identify about 6 of them. You can't make out what they're saying at this point.
Alright, I'm gonna quietly kind of go upstairs and regroup just to let the.
When you cross that threshold again, it is fresh air.
Oh my god.
I'm also gonna go down there, because that seems interesting, and cast my dark vision, dark sight.
Okay. So Eyes of the Dragon, go ahead and give me so spend your power points. I
Okay.
have provided markers.
Ooh, I like that better.
I cleverly put it just that breach.
Quick question on PowerPoints. How do they regenerate? And to that end, would I have any of my old ones back?
You would still be at where you were at last week.
Cool.
You may always spend a penny to gain 5 power points back.
Very good. Okay, then I will spend 1 PowerPoint
Okay.
for my dark side spell, and I roll the thing,
Yep.
right?
And roll your dragon soul ability
As well as the regular
and your wild die.
one.
So the wild die comes from the fact that the original game that Savage Worlds is based off, Deadlands, is a Weird West game that uses cards a lot, right? And the wild card, being the Jokers, that's what you guys are in this game. You are wild cards, so that kind of ties together.
I rolled a 6.
All right, the spell goes off. You so as you cast this, if anyone else could see them, your eyes have taken on kind of a golden sheen and a slit vertical kind of reptilian sort of look to the eyes, while it scales kind of around the eyes. And suddenly everything just sort of blossoms into not so much color, but into this tapestry of grays, slightly lighter grays and slightly darker grays. And it kind of blossoms until finally your whole eyes have adjusted to this. You can see in front of you, the ground is slick with slime. The walls are covered with just this verdant carpet of dark green, maybe, moss. And you can see there is definitely something moving in the shadows to the right of you, far down the hall, 100, 150 yards away. Whatever it is, the thing in the lead is large. 8, 9 feet tall.
Does my lift edge make noise when I use it?
Interesting question. No. Because it taps into like the ambient magical energies of, but it does light up. Like the edge of it starts to glow, almost like a knife that's being held to the fire.
I was thinking about using it to sneak up, but I feel like that won't help if it turns into a torch. A big bright light
Yeah.
probably is not the best way of sneaking up in the dark.
So she has gone down. You have come up. Pockets is still outside. Pockets, what is your question?
So when he puts on this mantle, Is he like? Does he still look like the old dude that he is currently?
I
That
am
is currently wearing him.
Yeah, he is the mantle.
So, so Sam's face is always recognizable as Sam. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There might be a small trait or two that shows through.
So like if you
The
were
eye
you
color,
catch up-
maybe.
If you catch out of the corner of your eye, sometimes it looks like the shadows fall just right, and he has just this magnificent Fu Manchu. But when you turn to look, it's not really
so
there.
if he were summoned for a child, he would be like 3 feet tall.
No.
No. Okay.
Was that your question?
That was my question.
Awesome.
But also,
Ask away. It's a strange thing. I don't quite understand it myself.
Sam, please give me the smarts roll.
All right. Is that just smarts?
You will also
or
get your
skill.
no skill, just your smarts.
Okay.
Hey, John, good to see you, and Restar. I've not heard that one before, and that fills me with joy.
So on a 10, it explodes, right?
Yes.
And that explosion, do I roll 2 dice?
No, just the one that aces, or any dice that ace.
So that would be a total of 11.
So you have this memory that surfaces. You're in a room that you don't actually know where it's at. And as you sit there, you sort of sit in a chair. There's a single table with a little candle that's kind of burning down. And it looks like it's been burning down for a while because the wax that is kind of gathered at the bottom has spilt over the edge of the table and is like on the table. And from where you are sitting, you don't see a window, you don't see a door. You just have this memory of sitting there watching that candle for a very long time. And then you hear the first words of the right. The room starts to fade.
So when you're talking to your spirit, are you actually like turning and talking to somebody that's not there?
Oh yeah,
but in
it
your-
looks super crazy.
Cool. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna see that and be like, all right, and walk up the book and find pockets.
Pockets, the zombie monkey, is
Pockets is there, and you can definitely tell from the postures of the guards that at least the guard on the left is doing everything in their willpower not to strike Pockets.
Okay.
I'm gonna go behind the bookshelf and look at the bottom shelf and see if there's something that I could possibly pocket that's not gonna be missed.
The bookshelf or like the
Out of the immediate line of sight of the guards.
so that would be behind the counter.
Okay, I'm gonna duck behind the counter.
All right, so you kind of get down there and you look around. Give me a stealth
I'll
roll.
put my hand in and be like, I'm investigating!
Give me
I'm gonna catch Pockets in the eye if I head down, and I'm just gonna like cough, and accidentally knock the ledger book onto the ground behind the counter, and then head down the stairs with the
Alright.
others.
I will pick up the ledger book, but what else is back there?
so give me a stealth roll. Let's just see
Okay.
it is in his name.
Alright. Still is a D4, because I'm.
And a d6.
That's right.
You got those weird dice.
I haven't
I'm always like, I
chance
picked
to-
up the wrong die, Ben.
No?
All right.
No good.
So as you get down there, you clearly see that up under the counter, there are 2 things of interest. There is a loaded rustfire pistol
I got 2 of those, okay.
just sitting there. You also see that there is a ward inscribed there.
Do I recognize?
Give me your reading roll. The deck reading roll.
Yep.
And you're heading down the stairs.
That is.
Following Chin
Four.
and Abe.
Should be good.
A 4 is good enough. So you recognize it. It is a complex ward, and it is protective in nature. But with a 4, you basically know that if you were to put your hand on it and then rotate your hand to the left 90 degrees and spend a power point, it would activate. You're curious, don't you?
I do have curious. I'm gonna go and do that.
Oh, I don't even have to. Make you roll for that.
Yeah, no. That is sweet.
Sam, what was your notice roll that you had? Oh, you had failed your notice roll.
My notice roll, yeah.
You went back down the stairs when Sam started. Oh, you went out to see Pockets.
Yeah.
What do you? All right. So as you're standing there, like, what do you say to Pockets when you kind of come up there? He's like walking behind the counter. Sam knocks the book over.
I'm just gonna kind of lean against the cabinet and be like, Morgan, what are you doing?
I don't know.
That's the beauty of it.
Pockets disappears. Pockets. We will come back to you.
Okay.
Sam, you head down the stairs again.
Mhm.
You cross that threshold.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a while. What are you doing?
Okay, so the people that are down there, are they coming towards me or are they just like chilling out?
They are coming towards you. You hear. Give me a. Now, here's what you hear. You hear several voices. There's. I wonder if he's there again. It's none of our business. He told us to leave him alone. That's what he pays us for. All of you, shut up. This is not what we're here for. We do the job. We get out. That's what we were created for. Oh, easy for you to say. You're not. What was that? And you hear like the thumping stops for a second. I said at least you're not standing where I am. Oh, be quiet. And this thing is moving closer. Like the one in the front, the big. And you
Okay.
can see every so often there's a spark at the floor level that coincides with that scraping noise.
This is fascinating, and I'm very interested in finding out what happens. Are there like hiding places?
You could kind of on this side, because right, you're standing on one side
Mm-hmm.
of a sewer. You could go back up the stairs, wait for the group to pass. You would kind of hide behind the archway, but they're going to pass you. If you want to try and jump across, this is like a T intersection, and so you can kind of go across and hide on the far side.
I want to do that.
I would like an athletics roll from you.
All right.
So you kind of crouch and leap the river.
Okay, I rolled 3s.
Ah.
So I'm gonna just do
That
it.
is good enough to fall into the
Then I'm gonna do the thing.
roof.
Okay, and that means
You get to re-roll both dice.
Okay.
You got this, Chen.
this one's a 4,
That's good enough.
and then I get a. Oh, okay.
You leap across, you land, and you can you are hidden. I won't require a stealth roll until they get to the point where they might be able to see you.
Cool.
Sam, you come down just to see Chen do this magnificent leap across the flow.
All right. I wait for the voices to get a little bit closer, and
Can you can't see in the dark, can you?
no.
Okay. You hear. Oh,
Yeah, I wait for the voices to get a little bit
you
closer.
hear. Hold on. Then you hear. Sam. Sam, is that you? Sam Sorrow, mercenary defender?
Evening.
Hey, give him a light. You hear some grumbling, and all of a sudden, this light spell kind of blossoms.
I didn't get it.
You can see it now clearly as it lumbers towards you. It is not a group of people. Its movements are slow and deliberate, as if it's struggling to coordinate its limbs, as if they're not all responding the way they should. You hear the slap of its feet on the muck-covered stones, bare feet. And it is a creature that seems to be stitched together from a multitude of humans. And each of the pieces that make up this fleshy golem has a face on it. And they've all been talking to each other. You do not see a face on the left of it.
Is that because it's underwater?
And the voice that is kind of on the right arm at the shoulder says, "Turn me around, turn me so I can see it." Sam, I haven't seen you for since I was much more than I am now. And the creature kind of turns, and you can see. Give me a common knowledge roll.
Yes. Thank you. It's
Double
okay.
ones you cannot.
Oh, I cannot.
You
Oh,
can-
it's double ones.
Yeah, you were convinced that you guys dated. It was really awkward. Thankfully, that body, the dispossessed, ran out.
Uh-huh.
You just didn't have to like send flowers or anything because
So you ghosted her?
you can't like. The head kind of looks at you. I have heard tales of Seven Song.
This is the main head.
We recognize you. It is our great honor. And as the left foot comes up to say, "Hey, you here? Hey, no, let me see what's going."
Aww.
To make your acquaintance.
Yeah, pleased to meet all of you.
You are hidden. You see all of this.
Awesome.
Going on. Hey, Pockets is gone.
Can I smell him?
I mean, you could definitely can still like.
He's still there.
The odor of Pockets is still there.
I,
That is not a stench that goes away.
okay, it's
Undead Pockets is not something that you get out without like an exorcism and a deep clean.
A lot of sage.
I'm gonna kind of double check and then just kind of look over and be like, pockets?
You can see that there is smoke curling from the underside of the.
So, am I invisible or did I get teleported somewhere?
I'll answer you here in a
Alright,
second.
alright.
What you should do is get a new carriage. Pockets is not there. No matter how many times your blade passes through the air where he once was, you are not invisible or chopped to bits by
Yeah, what a fun way to look for an apple.
everyone in the group's like, hey, invisibility, not the power to you.
Not around Abe, no.
Pockets is very dark where you are. It smells awful, and as you take a step forward, you knock something over, and there's just this clatter of brass, and something shatters. I would like all of you to give me a notice roll at -2, except for Pockets.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I have anything that would want to see in
Do you
the
have
would light something.
Do you have a light spell? Do you have torches that you have purchased?
I don't think I do, but
Not so much?
not that I can tell.
Alright, so you can get down on your hands and knees and kind of feel around.
Yep.
Alright, you definitely stick your hand in something very oily. As you feel around, you can feel like you've knocked something over that broke and spilled oil.
Maybe you can taste it.
It's a pretty kind of pungent oil. You recognize it from all the times you filled up a
So
lamp.
it's like lamp oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like whale lamp oil?
It-
Or is it like
Mineral.
It is
mineral?
whale.
Void,
It is, yeah.
void whale.
There are whales that swim in the interstitial spaces between realities. So
This was religious. Alright, what do I have on me? Probably
Whale.
yeah, we just established that.
Alright, can I feel around for some matches? Is
You
the lamp around?
you actually, as you feel around, you can feel another one of these oil lamps.
Okay.
And as you kind of run your fingers up the lamp, you feel
An igniter.
you feel the igniter. It flashes to light, and you can see that you are in a room. And before you is a massive stone door etched with runes and symbols that in the light seem to kind of come alive and absorb the light and reflect it back a little brighter. The door itself does not match the stonework around here. It looks as if you can see where things have been excavated from around. The door is built into this small chamber that, as you kind of look back, you can see where the sewer wall is. It looks like somebody's knocked the wall in and dug and kind of cleared this area around.
So I am in the sewer.
Well, you can smell the sewer. You can hear it washing behind you. You can see as if it's kind of hewn from the rock itself, although it's weathered, pitted, and you can see there is writing on the door. And as you watch the writings, the symbols start to change into something resembling the common language of Crucible.
No. What does it say?
Give me a second.
Alright.
Would anybody make their notice roll at -2?
8.
Something down the sewers, definitely. You hear the sound of like the tinkling of broken glass, the slight squeak of a gibbon, and the sound of like brass being knocked around. Sounds like somebody definitely fumbled a lamp and like broke it.
So, yeah.
You see the face that
I heard something that sounds like pockets.
Yeah, you see the face that is on the shoulder seems to kind of like the muscles bunch and the face moves behind.
The faces can move, yet that one is still at the bottom under the sewage.
There's
Not that smart.
just a foot. What brings? You're still upstairs. What do you?
I, out of panic, am going to rush downstairs to the pocket.
You were at one job and you were the designated pockets watcher.
Yeah.
You can hear the sound of a heavily armored person coming down the stairs. What brings you to the sewers? Normally this is they're not official.
Did you know the geezer upstairs here?
We had many conversation over a game of Go.
Well, I'm afraid all his conversations are over at this point. Bad news. Or, I guess good news for the dead. But, Tanak's been offed.
As the cycle continues, you will either end up with us, or the left hand kind of grandly gestures that does not match the voice, or would be with us.
Did you, hear or notice anything around whatever time we assume the murder happened based on the fire?
No, we're away from here, clearing a gem.
I see. Did,
Are you still hiding like around the corner watching all of this, Chen?
But like not very well, because I'm just very interested in it. So it's like I'm kind of sitting there, but very clearly.
At this point, Ape, you come down the stairs.
I'm going to see this monster-looking thing and be like, by the gods, and just take out my knife and be like, all right, let's go.
The shovel that he is holding, he kind of takes a step back, and what's really weird is the left arm brings it up and kind of holds the shovel out like in a fencer's pose.
No, it's an old friend of mine. Friends. These are some old friends of mine.
Friends with the S.
And you see it, and you see all of the different faces. There's about 7 of them. There were 8 voices. We won't get into it.
I am gonna say, I'm gonna let you handle it.
There's no sign of pockets.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was on pocket duty. I lost him.
Well, I guess you win the prize. Did he mention anything in your most recent game?
He spoke often. You just hear from behind. Oh, just tell him it's Sam. He spoke often in his excavation.
See. And what's the nature of this excavation?
And the right arm's just kind of. You can go see it down there.
All right.
Try not to slip.
I'll keep that in mind.
Little burbling noise from the left foot.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do it. Obviously, I don't want to step in this, so I'm going to, now that I'm no longer in hiding, power up my lift edge and hop on that. Anyone who would like to join me, assuming that we can fit more than one person.
You for the price that you paid, it's a single person.
Oh.
You can carry another person, but it increases the difficulty of the point.
So you have to cradle them the entire time.
Lovingly.
And you do have
You want me to cradle you?
that you will always love.
Yeah.
That actually sounds really hilarious. So yeah, no one wants in on this.
So you power up the lift edge, come over to the side. The creature kind of looks at you. The right arm just kind of friendly waves. I must go. Always more dams to break.
Ain't that the truth?
It. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. As it like moves past you. It actually steps off into the flow and just slowly.
Is it wearing pants?
You're not there.
These are important questions. Yeah.
You were forced to. Yes, Chen. The one person whose question I hope I can answer.
No, it's also dumb. I know that you described this creature in a way, but I'm only picturing like a mammoth. Is that wrong? Is it like a man, or is it like a mammoth?
Think of like it's a flesh wound. It's stitched together from a variety of dead body parts,
Right.
reanimated.
But like in how it walks, is it like a four-legged mammoth or like a big man?
It's like a big man.
Okay.
Where are you getting mammoth?
From nowhere.
Better what I was picturing. I was thinking like a really weird, nice, limped offbeat kind of guy.
So the stone changes before you, and you can see at the center there is a intricate lock, unlike anything you've seen before. It is made of a dark metal that has no sheen and reflects no light from the lamp. And it is covered in glyphs that also seem to move and change, but in a way that draws the eye in. And as if you look at it, it really starts to the lock starts to feel like you were expanding and drawing you in. But the language changes, and you can read it.
Right? What's it say?
Hidden long, forever sealed, our mystery safely kept. This door thus barred, beyond the reach of sinner, saint, and crypt. This stone door bears the weight of sin and the power of shadows. A paradox so soundly proved against our ancient foes. Retreat and fly, O mortal eyes, from visions of this door, or seek a way beyond and be damned forevermore.
So I need to open it. Is there anything
You
else?
guys can now see light coming out of there's like just this thin path of light that kind of illuminates both a square of the path that you walk, and then just this narrow burble of the stream that flows past you. You definitely see something furry with three eyes floating on something else. As it crosses the stream of light, the eyes kind of flash a little bit, and then continues to
I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Is there anything else? Like any notes? Any?
you can see that there are picks and shovels. It's very clear that there's several sets of lockpicking tools of various designs. some that seem that they were designed by the craftsmen of Crucible. Other ones that have that seem to be powered in some sort, because they actually move, and when you pick them up, they start changing shapes. Some of them are organic and sort of twist and turn in a way that makes your stomach violently heave.
I'm keeping all of this.
You can write down. You have 3 sets of lockpicks.
Actually, already own a set of lockpicks.
So you now have
Fancier lockpicks.
You have now fancier lockpicks. I will give you the cats on the
If Undead Pockets vomits, does his whole stomach just kind of come out like?
Yes, you have a prolapse esophagus if you vomit in undead form.
You're welcome.
Cool.
Never thought it. Ooh, certified organic. Nice. That's also worth a penny. You're on fire tonight, guys. John, you get one for the fact that you dug it. So, you can see that there's a book here that sort of charts all of the different symbols. It's written in some sort of hand or code, but you got a good look at the ledger book. It's the same writing as the ledger.
Right. So clearly our Minotaur friend was picking something up. Interesting. So do we know how long he's been at that location in his shop?
Although I did ask.
Oh yeah, you know that he's been there at least 30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is highly convenient. There's a chance that he knew about it.
So at this point, you guys come and you can see where the stones have been pulled out of the wall. There's 1 or 2 that you can see where the flow is kind of eddying around them. There's this. It looks like a cleft in the sewer wall that has been chipped free. And inside there's a small room. There's a cot in there that's Minotaur size. And you can see that there is this massive stone door that I described, and Pockets is currently standing in front of it with kind of a hurricane looking leg.
Lose them.
Well, I guess you don't get to prime.
So, magic door, giant magic door, sets of notes, also magic lockpicks, Duke, handy, multiple uses, and inscriptions that threaten damnation for whoever crosses to the other side, which I'm assuming nobody in this group is actually that worried about. Nope. I didn't think so. See? We're the perfect group to find this magical door. I'm sure this is what the Khan would have wanted. We should open it. How do we open it?
Can you open it?
I don't know.
Want to give it a try?
I mean, yes.
Then
The last one, all I had to do was touch it and turn. And magic was teleported here, which I guess is what you do when you're really lazy and don't want to get your extra steps in.
Oh no, like, it's a really gross soup.
I can't tell. I'm undead. I can't.
Yeah.
I noticed.
Nothing smells worse or better than it did when you drew the death card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I notice anything
I'll give you a note.
that was not sort of received by Pocket? 9.
Yes.
So, what you additionally notice is that it's very clear to you that some of the picks have been bent, dull. Some of the lock picks, like the regular lock picks, have broken sets. Even some of the nicer ones that Pockets is pocketing show a lot of wear, as if they were used against something far harder than they were. The other thing you notice, there is something under the cot, kind of like kicked back and pushed back in the corner.
I'll go take a look at that.
It is, as you kind of pull it out, when you touch it, the light, like it gives off light. As you pull it out, it is is an orchid blossom. It is sort of a pale bluish color, and it reacts to you touching it, and it gives off light.
Have I seen anything like that before?
But you know with arrays that stuff like this, there's a couple of places you could go in town to find things out.
Sure.
The Legion would probably, Legion have people all throughout reality.
Well, that's good.
They're
They're the only
somebody-
ones that don't hate me.
That is true. There is also, you could go to Bet Noir. Noir's neutral ground. Everyone just simmers with a dislike.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
It's noir.
It's noir.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I mean, aside from, breathing relief, that you didn't fail at the pocket punch.
I'm just gonna look at the door and weigh my options, thinking, could I break this door down?
It looks mighty sturdy. It looks like it has been here for a while. I'm not saying you couldn't try.
I'm gonna wait to see if the lockpicking works first.
I'm going to also see if I notice anything like a way of getting through this door.
I'm just gonna. There doesn't seem to be any way to get past the door.
Great. I didn't have a plan.
All right. Before I start to open this door, do I have a sense for what this magic? Who wrote this magical script? Is it like okay? So there's not like a recognizable magic or anything like that, or any of the other inscriptions or anything like that on the door. Okay, so it's just a mysterious ancient door in the sewers.
Out of curiosity, so you used a magic glowing thing to get here. Is there one that takes you back?
That's a good question. Interesting.
Sounds good. Yeah. But as you look around, you don't see anything. You don't see another ward.
I wonder, was it like a button? Like if something goes wrong, press this thing and
It was definitely under.
yeah.
It was definitely under the counter. The way here would be shut from the bookcase.
Interesting. So, question about that word. Is that a single-use thing?
You saw that it was smoking afterwards.
So I can't go like steal it from the room and then...
So the question
Just
is,
break
why
the
did
countertop and then
It's a nice secret. Okay.
the
Whatever.
question is, raised forces, why didn't he use it when things went sour in the bookshop?
I mean, if it happened so quick.
I suppose.
Also, somebody who was looking didn't find us either. It was like under the counter, the first place you looked.
Well, you said that he already found what they were looking for, which was the ledger.
Hey, on the ledger.
Right, but like it was on the table. And like they'd
Gotcha.
already like pawed through it and everything.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, then that would seem to suggest that the killing is less related to this, and we might have just stumbled onto something interesting here by accident.
Well, maybe it's all connected.
Well, everything's connected at a high enough level of generalization, but we're here on the streets.
Right, but I would like there to be like a red string between these points.
I have one of those boys. You can put as many tacks on it as you like.
But we'll put a pin in that. Thank you. Somewhere down there. There it is. All right. So clearly all of these lockpicks didn't work.
Yeah.
And all right. So in our circle here, we have a spiritual entity, an expression of justice as desired by the city. I'm assuming it's.
I think that's how I like it.
Okay. We have Dragon Warrior.
Awesome person. Yeah.
And not disputing that. And then we have a conduit of the Morgan. And then also myself. Hobo monkey maid extraordinaire.
He's currently undead.
Currently undead, yes. So, street lich. Okay. Does it seem like a lock that requires like a certain kind of? I mean, is there a keyhole? I'll start with that.
Yeah, the
There's a-
lock has a. It's hard to see because of the
Yeah,
lustreless
yeah.
nature of the metal. But even as you watch, you hold the light up, and you can see mechanisms inside, but they're constantly changing shape.
Do they? As I watch them, do they seem to reflect a pattern of some sort, like they're following a clock pattern?
This clock is going to need a spirit roll from you.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the. That's fair. One of those explodes.
Both of those explode.
They both explode. All right, so that first one was a
11.
11 and
And
then
11.
11, so double 11s, so 20.
Not the way it works.
You can't choose higher and then the same, you just add them together.
You definitely start to reach out to put your hand in the lock and then kind of snatch it back.
Okay.
Certified Redact recommends taking the 11.
Yeah, no, thank you, sir. Alright, so we need to stick something in here that is not my fingers.
That's not bomb.
Certified Durgag did say, look, you guys all see a death trap. I see the opportunity to be killed by a death trap. I think he was speaking in abundance.
Probably.
Will one of my daggers fit in there?
Would one of the daggers fit in there?
I mean, you could get the dagger in.
Would I snap it off? Doesn't look like it would. I mean, obviously, I'm guessing that our friend with the horns already tried sticking a lot of different things in there before he went deep into the lockpick. So probably a dagger was not gonna cut it, so to speak.
Well, I'm ready if you want.
Do you have like? This is gonna sound weird, but do you have like the ability to extrude ectoplasm?
No.
Okay, but that would be really handy. You should start working on that.
You're not wrong.
Do you have a magic sword?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, what if we used stun to try and
Stop the gears.
I don't know, overload it electrically?
I mean, I'm willing to try. I mean, that would sort of assume that it's a living entity, right? And maybe it is.
Looking at the ledger, what was his most recent? Where was his most recent purchase from?
You're gonna go back up.
Yo, I gave him the ledger.
Right.
Were you holding the ledger when you
I
teleported?
was. I tucked it in a pocket.
We're not doing phrasing anymore. As you flip through the ledger, the last, the last big purchase was, or the last big sale was of something to the Legion. The last big purchase was from someone named Narktoon. You don't know who he is, but Savage Worlds has some amazing networking roles that will help you find out.
Okay. I'm assuming they are the kind of roles that have to be done up out of the sewer.
Yes.
Shall we, it seems to be able to protect itself here. Shall we head back up and see what we can find? Or do you just want to stick your hand in it?
Well, I was no.
I mean,
We can stun it.
I think if it's a living lock, and maybe if we do stun it, maybe that would actually cause it to actually,
defend itself.
and possibly blow our eyebrows, which would be cool. I think we should stun it.
I think we should stun it.
Copy it from me.
All right.
Question really quick: was Takan a magic user of some sort? Do you know?
You don't know.
I mean, he had a.
You had to have been able to
Teleport
spend
thingy.
power points to do it. It's not something just anybody can do.
Okay, so probably was.
Hey, while all of this is going on, what are you doing?
actually want to see if there's anything past this room on the outside. If the the water just keeps going, any other rooms or anything like that.
All right. Are you just how are you heading down there? Are you like sneaking down there? Are you trying to listen to see what's going on?
I'm just kind of walking down there and just kind of taking in everything that's around me, looking for any kind of clues I might find.
All right. Give me a notice roll.
Not very good at noticing. Oh, I got a 5.
Nice. I will come right back to you.
Okay.
I rolled a 6.
The stun?
Mhm.
Excellent. So several things happen. You can see that there is it goes down and it branches off, and you start to hear the roar of some sort of like fall off in the distance. But you can see coming up off your right, there's a will-o-wisp kind of moving. You can hear voices kind of stop. You hear, "No. I know Sam is back. I know he's here. Saxton let us know. I always knew it was good to stitch him into that thing's thigh. If Sam's back, I'm gonna take what he owes me out of his hide." And you can see from the light of the wisp, there is about 8 figures moving down the hall. You can catch the light reflecting off of verdigris covered like breastplates. They've got old weapons. They're in hand. They're coming your way.
I am going to turn around and go back to the party.
All right. So you cast stun.
I do.
That's fantastic. Can you roll a D3 for me?
No?
She has.
D6 in there.
Okay.
So it's number 2 is
A 2.
That one was easy. So you see, what is your
Well,
stun?
it was the 4 of the 2s.
Yeah, what is that? What does your stun spell look like? It's coming from the dragon soul, like.
So the first is the one.
Great, so you picked up on it.
So the burst acts more like a dragon breath power,
Yeah.
which is very cool. So I feel like this one, it'd be weird if all of them did. I want this one to come out of my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of like this flash of.
Yeah.
So the light flashes out of Chen's eyes, and the lock reacts. Just not in a way that you wanted. What does the stun spell say? The effect.
Okay. Stun shocks a target with concussive force, sound, light, magical energy, or the like.
So what does your stun look like? Is it like a flash of light? Is it this like just this forceful presence that kind of erupts out of your eyes?
Oh, I take it back. I wanted to not come out of my eyes. I wanted to be a sound one, like a dragon roar.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Totally planned. And a successful casting means the victim must make a vigor roll at -2 with a raise on the arcane skill roll, or be stunned.
So you rolled a 6. Excuse me, and you rolled an 8, they would have to make that bigger roll at -2.
Yeah.
So you let out this dragon roar. It hits the lock, and it's almost as if the lock pulls the power in and throws it back at you. I need a bigger
Awesome.
roll from you.
Okay.
There is a roar of a dragon that comes out of that thing. Dirt falls, a stone dislodges. You can hear the splashing of stones coming from the roof of the sewer into the sludge, and you hear, "That's gotta be Sam."
4.
You are not stuck. You are picked up and thrown back against the side of the wall,
Cool.
and you land.
I'm gonna run.
Okay.
And
I hear someone in the tunnels. Quick! Quick, after them!
Do we hear that?
You do hear that.
Do I recognize that voice?
You do not. You made a lot of enemies over the years. So we're gonna drop into combat rooms. So, would you like me to cut the deck?
Yes.
Okay. Make that work for you? Okay. First card is yours. Pockets.
If I had to spell, I could probably.
It's fun getting to be the impulsive one.
I've been used to Jenny as Kit, the marm of the group.
Yeah.
I am not used to that. All right, all right, everybody reveal? All right. Yeah. On the king, you feel the will-o-wisp comes racing at you, and as you watch it passes through you, turns around, and it's this. You can see the light results into this skull, and it is going to try and shock you. What is your parry?
8.
Ooh, I rolled an 8. An 11, so that'll hit, and your toughness.
9.
Jenny, do you mind reminding me to write all this down afterwards? Hey.
Okay.
That way I don't have to just be like, damn. What did you say your the 9? Alright, 12. That's a 4. That is a wound and you are shaken. Would you like to soak it, or do you want to toss a Benny to soak? Or do you want to take it?
We get 4 wounds, right?
You get 3 wounds, and the next time you take damage, you are incapacitated and get your 1. We'll charge to see if you.
So good.
I'll go ahead.
Alright, so spend a Benny, and then you need to give me a vigor.
I don't roll it with a D6.
You do roll.
I do.
Yep.
I got a
Okay, so you can either spend another Benny, or you can just take the wound.
3. And I do my Warrior's Blessing.
What does that do?
It is a healing.
On your turn, you'd be able to.
Oh, okay,
heal.
sorry.
So it comes through. There's this electric crack. You feel as if something has passed through. You feel the electricity rip up and down your spine. If you have any fillings, they definitely fuse just for a little bit. You have to tear them back open. And it is now your turn. So remember, you can do multiple things. So you could heal yourself and do.
I am gonna heal myself, and after that, I do want to attack. That.
Okay, so let's do the healing roll first. It'll be at a -2. So you're going to give me your spellcasting, your conduit skill.
Which is faith, right?
Yes.
Okay. I got 9.
A 9 is, with the -2, is still good enough. You heal. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to give me a spirit test first because you're shaken. You may not even be able to act this.
Oh.
Turn.
Okay.
So spirit, and so we'll keep the 9.
Okay.
We'll walk through it. So go ahead and give me your spirit.
3.
You can spend a Benny to just still act this turn. You
Oh.
basically can remove the shaken for a Benny.
Yes.
You got more voices coming behind you.
Yeah.
All right, so you rolled a 9, but you're taking multiple actions, so that's a 7. Still good enough. You heal your wound. What does it look like when you do the Warrior's Blessing? How does your wound heal? How does the Goddess of War
So.
choose to heal her followers?
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of put my hand on my chest, and like a red glow is gonna kind of illuminate from my hand.
Okay. It feels that this thing is in front of you, so you want to do attack it.
Yes.
All right, so go ahead and give me your fighting.
Okay. That's a 10.
A 10 is good enough to hit. You're -2, so you got an 8 because so it had a parry of 6. You hit. So what's the damage on your blade?
Okay, so that's gonna be my strength.
Mm-hmm. Your strength die plus whatever the die of your weapon is. And remember, these ace as well.
My highest was a 6.
No, you get for damage. You add them together.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 9 plus my strength.
No, you'll roll your strength die.
Oh, okay. That's the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a 9.
Yes.
I don't like that. So you hit this thing, kind of disrupting it and giving it a wound. It dissipates. You just destroyed this will-o-wisp, and the hallway goes dark, save for that crack of light across the strip. You guys all heard the crack of the will-o-wisp, the grunt of pain from Ape. Do you yell anything?
Yes, I'm gonna scream, we have company.
Now, sadly, I get to go on a jack. So,
But you wanted a king.
the will-o-wisp one came. Everything else is going on a jack.
Ah, right. You did lots of things.
There's a lot of things coming. There's actually one more thing coming. Coming around the corner, kind of moving towards you, you don't see anything, you just hear the sounds of mail-clad feet bringing off stones as they come running. You hear somebody go, "I see something ahead!" And the voice, clearly Sam's allies, them down. And a gaggle of whites come crashing into you.
Not me. Yeah.
Looking right at you, man. W. Okay. So, what is your parry again?
8. Or 1.
None of them hit you. They come crashing into you. They kind of knock you forward. Give me an athletics check.
How many whites does?
You do not flip. That's good, John. You do not flip on the sludge, but you do see, as you kind of look back, you do see Abe kind of slide rather gracefully on the muck stone from one side of the entrance to the other. You can see that there are more things coming down. Sam, you have a 10. You are next.
I poke my head out and see that it's a bunch of dead, and who was the other speaking voice?
You don't see them.
Okay.
Further in the darkness. But as soon as you poke your head out, "Oh, Sam, so good to see you."
You know, I thought I saw Saxton's beady eyes blinking at me out of that snitch stitch over back there.
Best 12 jacks I've ever spent. I'll be seeing you soon, Sam. What do you want to do? There's a quintet of whites.
I'm going to roll up my sleeves, head out into the sewer, and say, "Run!"
Say run?
Yeah, and then run.
Oh, and you're gonna run?
Yeah,
Are you heading away?
yeah, back the way we came. Getting out of here.
Hey, Sam comes out onto the platform and goes running away from you.
I told everybody else to run too.
You did do that. That's technically something.
That is technically something. 8.
Can I do any kind of common knowledge roll about who would be, which enemy this might be?
Oh, you know this is the dead, but you've made a lot of enemies. So
Yeah.
you don't know which one of the dead.
Yeah, it's, can I make a common knowledge roll from that?
I'm gonna give you a little hint here.
Okay.
Because as you look back over the shoulder, 8, you definitely hear something skittering on the wall, flapping as they're moving past, and you see climbing on the ceiling of the sewer is a desiccated-looking woman, long, stringy hair, lips pulled back into a rictus grin, eyes wide with insanity, desire, really hard to tell in that brief second. And but she's clinging, dressed in a black gown that looks way out of place, not just in the sewers but on her. And she goes skittering past and drops in front of and you recognize. Because Sam's memories are a little spotty, I would like a common knowledge roll from Sam.
Yeah, so the way I kind of have been thinking about it is that, like, Sam doesn't have, strictly speaking, memories.
Right.
He's got a personality and he's got knowledge. And so, like, you know, I don't know. Let's see, 8 common knowledge. That's a 4.
With the -2?
Oh, with the -2. I'm gonna spend it.
You spend a penny for it?
Okay, that's 4 with -2.
All right. Sam, just roll a d10 for me. It's fine.
5.
All right. You recognize Hisea. Hisea was apparently is a vampire in the courts of the dead. A very high-ranking one who's, when you saw a case, you don't really remember the details, but you just remember presenting the case to the lich that was sort of kind of oversaw this bank and this vault she was attached to, and rather heavy sanctions being placed on her. And you know the sanctions were supposed to last for at least the next 200 years. You get a vague feeling that this was maybe close to a century ago. It's kind of this muddy thing, but she lands in front of you.
Just say it, sweetheart. How you been?
She's going to attempt to grapple you. She reaches out and kisses. What is your athletics?
4.
Right, so I'm going to need you to give me a opposed athletics test. It's spinning a penny.
Oh,
dang.
I exploded.
I think she's beating you.
No. No. No.
23.
She's very handsome.
I'm sorry, 21. Oh, 23.
I don't even see if there was anything I could have done that was meant to be.
You see, she wraps decrepit old arms with just long yellow fingernails around Sam. She hisses at you, and she starts moving backwards, kind of floating, dragging Sam down.
The opposite way of me?
Yes.
Okay.
So it would now be Chen's turn, and then
Okay, so just to recap, we've got 5 white.
yes,
We have a vampire. And how many wisps still exist?
0.
She killed one.
Yeah.
Here's their primary light source.
And you can't see wisps without the light source?
No, the Wisp was giving off all the source.
Okay. So like if I have my dark sight.
That has run out at this point from all of the.
Ah.
You can re-up it if you want.
No,
you
that's
also
good.
have a lantern, so
You do. There's a light. There's enough light to see within about 5 yards on either side of the entrance to this little door.
Okay. So at the moment, don't know what's going on with the wisp. We got 5 whites and we got this vampire. I'd like to use my burst on 3 of the whites.
Okay, so you're gonna step out into the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I did not see this. Hydro, thank you for following us. All right, give me the roll.
Okay. Ooh, that was a great double 1. Good news, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, I need you to roll even or odd. Just tell me even or odd. I'm gonna roll. You just tell me even or odd.
Oh, you're odd.
Okay. So the good news is, when you come out the burst, you don't accidentally set your allies on fire.
That is really good. That's what was really good.
The bad news is, as you start, you spray much wilder than you had expected, because Afe kind of like disturbed the sludge on the ground.
Whoop.
You manage to set the there's no light problem anymore as you set the river of this pocket of the river of shit on fire, and then you fall in.
New game, new character, same situation. Like things on fire. Not supposed to be.
You are currently underwater.
Sorry, everyone.
Is what you see. You've been one of your allies said run and was immediately caught by a vampire. Your other ally provided enough light to see by
Before immediately falling.
falling. Pockets, you were the only one left.
Alright, question. Do
It's my own fault.
mini undead are, in fact, deeply damaged by fire?
I think most things are deeply damaged by fire.
I mean, but how bad is whites damaged by fire?
You want to take your turn and give me a common knowledge check?
Does it take my entire turn?
You can split it up, but it will be one action on your turn. It'd be like, what do I remember about whites?
I mean, that seems fair. We got a river of burning poo right now, so seems like I should probably do that.
You're welcome, everyone.
That's
You don't
fine.
think if it just float down to someone's doorstep and so but -2 because you're taking so you got to declare all of your multi-actions that you want to do. So you're
Okay.
gonna try and see what you know about whites, and then what else?
My next step would be to draw my 6 sub-gods and demons,
Okay.
which gives me a number of different powers,
Okay.
at which point I would use the fire to cast fear
Okay.
on them as an area of effect spell and make them all go screaming
So,
down the
yeah,
other direction.
three
Yeah.
of the whites. Okay. So.
I could actually improve that, make an area of effect and hit probably them all,
Yeah, you could increase the area of effect by spending more power points and try and hit them all.
is what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So why don't you start? So your first roll is a 3.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what you know about whites?
Is it 3?
You got to spend it.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna spend it.
Okay, go for it. Reroll.
It's even worse.
You can spend another penny if you like.
That cost. Do it.
Yeah. Alright, here we go. That
So 3. Go, Ben, go.
Alright, one more.
Can I goad him into spending all of his bennies on this
Do
roll?
it.
I mean, I'm going to.
Sorry. No. Okay, like, you know what? They're probably, old and crunchy. They probably stand on fire and be clean.
All right. So give me your fear roll and spend your power point.
I produced the card.
Yep.
It glows briefly.
It glows briefly, and you see that you take Pockets takes on briefly a mean of both demon and angel, and then that fades away.
Is he still undead?
He's still undead. Nothing will change that until his next reading.
Tiny angel appears on one shoulder, tiny pocket on the other shoulder.
John said roll it again. He's giving you a benny.
Alright, okay, thank you, sir. Alright, one more time. Yes! That's
That's a 6 drop into a 4. So here's what you know about whites. 1, don't get hit by them.
okay.
They can drain your life force. 2, anyone killed by a white joins the ranks of the dead basically immediately. And I don't mean like they just die, they join the ranks of the dead. Whites being allowed in the city is something that is sort of frowned upon by the Accords of Crucible.
Would I be immune to that effect if I'm already undead?
Oh, yeah. You would just be dead as opposed to being part of the dead. So,
That's less cool.
last but not least, you owe John a thank you.
I do.
Whites are immune to fear.
So we're not going to fear them. We're in fact going to... Yeah, I'm also afraid of them. But I'm in fact going to cast Confusion instead.
Okay. Hey, good to see you. What is
It is Confusion counts all targets in a medium blast template, making them either distracted or vulnerable or both with a raise.
Okay, so a medium hits 3.
Okay. The caster can focus Confusion with a small blast template for no extra cost or a large blast template for 1. So I'd like them to hit as many as I can.
Okay, so that would be 5.
So large blast template +1.
So you're gonna roll your spellcasting.
So it's reading, correct?
Yep. You're gonna roll your reading skill -2. You can take a look at
That's 7 minus 2, so 5.
5, right? And then you spend the power points to make it a large blast
So I
template.
have 15 with this card, so I'm going to go ahead and gonna spend 3 to make it a large blast.
Okay. And then what's the effect? So you did not get a rage. Do you want to make them all vulnerable? Or what was the other one that you can make them?
Or distracted.
Alright, so distracted means they take a -2 to all trait rolls until the end of their next turn. Or until the end of your next turn. Vulnerable means their parry drops by 2 until the end of their next turn. Or sorry, basically everybody gets a +2 to hit them until the end of their next turn.
I think I'm going to go with vulnerable.
Okay.
I think our Lady of the Morrigan is about ready to wreck.
Jenny, because you are currently in the river, I'm going to give you your card first.
Yeah. And because I'm currently in the river, that is a fitting number.
Oh no! Alright, flip them.
That's it.
It's not great.
Yeah, that's not good.
Alright, your vampiric embrace is going on the 9.
She's
and
really not the Queen of Hearts.
she's up there. She's a 9.
Ugh.
2 of spades for the whites, who are just kind of like,
Can't beat her.
they're vulnerable and stunned as. Alright, well, you are. Cool. The below. Creature is Alright. So, she is going to try to hit you.
Hit me or hit on me?
She is definitely a necromancer.
Oh,
And let's see here. What's your parry, sir?
4.
You were grappled. She rolled 8. It's 10 plus 7. That's a lot. 15, 16, 17. I gotta look up my book here. 240. That was pretty good, man. That did make me giggle. I need from you, sir, a vigor roll as she bites down into your neck and starts to drain your blood. It's a vigor roll at -2.
At -2?
Let's ask you a question. Do you have blood?
What?
You want to know what the effect is? You want to keep rolling. All right.
Do you want another piece?
I did.
Hey!
So an 8.
Yeah.
All right.
How many was that? Is it all?
You spent
Them all.
all of his
You
pennies.
don't know this thing like I do.
Um,
You'd spend twice as many.
I probably would.
Worth it. So you don't feel any of your you don't feel your vigor being drained away, but she is feasting quite deeply on the blood in the body.
Yeah.
Let's see, that was my 9. 7 to pockets. Not a great roll for you guys.
Does I assume like your little ghost buddy is standing beside you going, Grout, make it stop!
That's what I think too.
The victim is just staring wide-eyed, and you can actually see what's weird is his essence is starting to pulse with your own heartbeat, and you can see the mist that kind of connects the two of you, and you're not allowing it to be drained out, but you know if you fail that roll, his time grows a little shorter.
Right.
Pockets, what are you doing?
Okay, so I am in this room surrounded with a broken lamp that has oil on it, right?
Yes.
With my common knowledge roll, did I find out if they actually don't, if their fire is bad for them?
They are no more or less vulnerable to fire than any other creature.
Okay, that having been said, if I
Which is
were...
still pretty vulnerable.
Right.
That's right.
So,
As Kit would let you know, it is not a good time for all.
okay, so they're standing in a burning river of poo.
They are not standing in the burning river of poo. They are standing on the path next to the burning river of poo.
Okay, alright, well, that gives us some good options.
Yep.
I'm under.
Yes.
It's just
But
much worse.
I have in my possession a heavy mace, which I took from one of the.
You do have in your possession a
if
heavy mace.
I were to roll it in the whale oil, which I broke earlier,
Yeah.
and swing it through the burning river of poo,
Yeah.
and then then impact one of the whites with my burning mace.
I would allow it to give you a +2 to damage, but would probably break the mace at the end of the scene.
Okay. What if I gave the burning mace to?
Well, you'd have to ask her. I can't.
Would you
speak
like
for
a
me.
mace covered in oil?
It's just gonna be your whole turn. Like
I'm gonna cover it in oil. I'm gonna swing
Rolling
it
in
through the bag.
blubber.
Yes.
right. I do need just a really simple. You covered your hand, both of your hands, in oil, covering the mace in oil, and now you're going to swing it over an open flame. I'm gonna need an agility test to make sure you don't set yourself on fire.
Okay, but if my fist on fire, it's gonna be awesome.
It will be awesome, especially if you were one of Pocket's other family members who actually trained at the academy. Oh,
All right. So what do you need me to roll?
agility.
Okay.
At
Agility.
-2 to not set yourself on fire.
Okay. -2. Wow. I'm sure this is fine.
Hey, look at that! You made it. All right.
All right.
You now have a burning mace,
I
a burning heavy mace.
hand it over to Our Lady of the Morrigan.
Okay. Who is next? I see. Ape is
I
up
think it's
next.
actually.
Wait.
So just so you know, a heavy mace will do a D8 +2 at this point because of plus your strength die. So I think that makes it 2D8 +2. Yes.
Yes, it does.
Nice. So it's a little bit better than what you have. You now have a flaming mace that your undead given wizard friend created for you. I just had to actually articulate that that's what was going on.
Now it would also get +2 because they are vulnerable. So
You get +2 to hit, not +2 to damage. Sorry.
what if she batted them into the river before
I can't. She can do whatever she wants. That's a gleam of the imagination.
Do avoid the
Probably smart.
yeah, but I am gonna just start. I'm excited. I have this made.
You have a burning mace. It's sort of like a magic. Like you can now imagine what having a flaming mace would be like, except this one won't last.
I am gonna hold it like a baseball bat and just go at the nearest bad guy and aim for them.
All right. But would you like to make a cold shot? So you can make a cold shot. If you were aiming for the head, you take a -4 to hit. You get +4 damage. Or do you just want to hit him?
I didn't want to hit him.
Alright, go for it.
Roll for it now.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Okay, so it would still be my fighting
It
next.
would still be your fighting die, plus your wild card die.
We're just gonna spend a penny real quick.
You do get
Okay.
a +2 for that.
You do
right?
get a
Oh,
+3 to
okay.
hit.
No, I'm gonna take that.
So what does that give you?
That gives me 5.
You need a 6.
Then I will spend that.
But now we know.
And knowing is half the battle. The other half is a flaming mace and a flaming river poo.
Do I still get that +2?
You do get that +2.
Okay, then 8.
8. So that hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay, so I need 2d8s. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then +4.
+2.
Oh, I thought I got them from you. Okay, so 8, 19.
10 shakes this one, so it kind of rocks back. It won't get to go on its turn unless it makes a spirit test. They're tough, but they do only have 1 wound, so if you inflict a wound on these guys,
Does he catch on fire?
he does
I want him to get some fire jam.
not. Do something to catch him on.
The whale all over that.
Sam!
Frame of dash.
All right. I'm gonna. I'm currently engaged with the Saya here. I'm gonna say, I can talk, right?
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah, you're.
Saya, you gotta wise up. Look around. I'm not on some typical case here. I'm working for, who am I working for?
You were working for the Lord of the Silver Dragons.
That's what I call the chin. That's it. Who am I working for again? Lord of the Silver Dragons. Listen, I know you're angry. I'm willing to hear you out, but you gotta wait until I'm done with this case here. Otherwise, I mean, if you interfere in what the Lord of the Silver Dragons has hired me for, I don't think your boss is gonna like that as much.
Give me a persuasion check.
Just basically trying to convince her to kill me later.
At minus 2. That was a weird drop off. Sorry about that. I had to, like,
Question
process.
about this. So why does everybody who hates him just summon him and like murder him?
Not the way the ritual works.
He just doesn't show up.
Like,
Oh, why they
wait.
hate him?
He's screening his calls.
All will be revealed or not.
Okay. If I don't have the persuasion skill, do I use an ability or an attribute?
You would use an attribute, and then it would go to a -4.
And that it would be spirit?
Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to intimidate her. Actually, I'm not trying to persuade her.
You should have persuasion in the default. Everyone gets persuasion.
Sure, but I'm
You want to
I'm
intimidate
specifically intimidating her.
Alright,
I'm saying,
give me-
like, listen, I'm on the job for the Lord of the Silver Dragons.
Dropping names.
This is
So this will still be at -2.
sure, but it's an intimidation as opposed to a persuasion, which I have. That exploded. So that would be 8.
You see, like, you feel the fangs kind of pull back just a bit.
You can always kill me later.
You see, she kind of wrestles with it. We'll come back to you when we get to her turning it. Tell you what happens. Mike, let's go first. On the plus side, you are currently submerged and not a viable target.
Submerged in a lake of poo. Plus side.
Jenny will never let me live this down. I want you to know. So the one that is shaken is still shaken and cannot act. 2 of them are going to make attacks on you. One of them will hit.
Roll.
What's your parry again?
8.
It's an intimidate. We're gonna get to her in a second, John. Yes. So they hit you hard. Pockets. What's your parry?
The 4.
So they hit you twice.
That's cool.
So the you that is 8. What is your toughness?
9.
That's a 4, so it's 7,
I saw it. You're not lying.
and 11, 12. So it's enough to shake you. So do you want to take the shaken? In which case you will have to give me a vigor roll to resist the energy drain. Or do you want to spend a penny to try and ignore the shaken?
I have no experience.
Okay, so I need a vigor roll from with wild die. Yeah, and I'm trying to roll I roll everything. It's like the screen is there.
I can't help but see what you're rolling if I'm just looking at it.
Ben, what's your toughness?
My toughness is a 6, but that's only because I'm undead.
You? So an 8, you would be shaken as well. What did you get?
My highest die was a 4.
Okay, that's enough to not be shaken. Or to not lose you're shaken, but you don't lose the drain. So you are shaken. Do you want to soak it, or do you want to just take it? And in which case you will have to give me a.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna soak that.
All right.
So that would be a bigger, right?
Yeah.
So here it is, 1d6. And I got a flag.
You want to spend the penny?
I better hang on to that last penny.
You're gonna hang on to the last penny.
I don't want to die, man!
Leave it all on the table.
All right. So Ben, your your vigor die drops by 1 for the time being. And that means that means your toughness will drop by 2 points. Or sorry, 6, 4. Yeah, will drop by.
Okay, now I am undead. Is that still?
Oh
have
yeah,
that on me?
your energy drain. It does not affect you.
Oh, cool.
For being undead.
So
Yep, you're just
shaking.
8 pockets. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't flip it yet. You get your turn. You still get your turn. Don't worry. I'm just preemptively dealing death cards.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Everything has gone brown. You made the burbling noise. I felt it appropriate.
No, that's fair. Okay, so at this point in the underwater, am I still allowed to take a regular turn or what?
Oh yeah, you're not stunned or anything. You can just stand up. It's only about knee deep.
Oh, so I've just been like face down.
Yeah, when you burbled, you just sort of sat up, floundering. Feet sitting on the bottom. Oh goodness.
Okay. So I realize I can stand in this poop river. And now I get up and I shake myself off grossly. But I would like to try it again. My burst again at 3 of the whites.
Okay, you want to expand it to. You don't spend power points unless the spell is successful.
Oh!
So would you like to do that large burst again to try and hit all 5 of them?
I don't think that's one of the things I can do.
Yeah, I believe burst can. Oh no, burst can be increased for damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and spend it and hit 3 of them.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 5. I need a 6, right? Or did the 5 good?
A 5 is good enough.
Great.
All right, what's the damage on that?
The damage is everything within the little cone suffers 2d6 damage.
Okay. So there are 3 of them. I'm going to have you roll each one separately.
Okay. So the first one gets exploded. 12 damage.
Okay.
The second one, 6.
Okay.
And then the third one, also 6.
Okay. So one of them is shaken, and the other 2 are just too tough.
Cool.
Now you may flip your cards, and so you rolled an 8 on your.
Yes.
So I have to make an opposed spirit test to see how you react. So I'm gonna make that right now,
Okay.
so that you can see what we got going on. Spirits 8, 6, 7. All right, you have succeeded on your intimidation. Flip your cards. Oh! Everybody gets a joker, or everybody gets a Benny.
Woo.
Welcome back to having bennies.
Everybody gets something.
And you can tell me when you want to go.
I want to go first, actually.
Go for it. You get +2 to all actions and +2 to damage.
Okay, perfect. I actually want to do 2 things.
Okay, what would you like to do?
I would like to try again with my cool mace.
Okay.
And I also want to use Cutting Wind, which is burst.
Okay. All right. So what you want to do first?
Let's try doing Cutting Wind first.
Do you want to spend the extra power points to get the extra damage?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and roll your faith. And there's no penalty to this because there's a -2 for multi-action and a +2 from your joker. So it's just a straight faith roll.
Highest
Great
dice.
Saint George Michelson.
Highest dice was a 6.
So a 6 hits. So the base damage on burst with the 2 extra power points makes it 3d6 damage, and you'll hit 3 of them. So I need you to you'll roll the 3d6 3 times. So I know what you get.
I got a 5, a 3, and a 1.
Okay, that's a 9. Roll again.
2 4s and a 2.
So 8. Okay, one more time.
No.
10.
10.
Go 10. Sorry. That one of them.
Well, and both of them would have +2 because of the Joker, so it'd be 11 and 12.
Well done. You can have another Benny for me. With the 11 and the 12, the two shaken ones. What does your cutting wind spell look like? What does your burst look like?
So, I summon kind of like a tornado storm, and it just goes down.
The two shaken ones get slammed up against the wall, skulls crack, and they just kind of drop to the ground. You hear the very distinct ring of animus jacks kind of getting spilled when they hit. Roll your last set of damage.
I got a 6, a 4, and a 1. Do I need to reroll this?
Yeah, 6 explodes. You're at an 11 right now. 6, 4, 1. 11. Roll again.
Another 6.
Okay.
I want this one really
17.
good.
Keep going.
And a 2.
So 13, 19,
21.
21 because of the... Excellent. That kills a third. So you just shred the one in front of you. The three in front of you just shred, leaving only 2 of them still alive. I have an 8 of diamonds. Anybody else have anything that beats that? Not that I've seen.
Didn't you have multi-action?
Yeah.
What should one more action?
You have one more action. And you got your mace.
Yeah. I'm gonna go after one of the last 2 and just try again.
Roll your fighting.
I got a 6.
Keep rolling.
And a 5.
So an 11,
So a 13.
a 13. No, it's the penalty cancels out the bonus.
That's
Oh, I'm taking a Benny for that one.
I thought that was fun.
A 13 hits with a raise, so you will roll your 2d8 and a d6 and 4 to that total.
So 3, 3, and a 5.
11 plus 4 is 15. That kills. You should. What does it look like when you kill the 4th of the whites?
Well, since they're against the wall, I'm gonna go ahead and just swing it like a bat straight to the head.
Right. There's this splattering noise as the white's head just lurches on the side. The last white. Let's see here. The last white goes and turns and like is shambling away. It's running back down the hall. My 7 goes.
Yeah.
She looks at you and she says, "Perhaps, but one taste must be had to begin to settle the debt between us, Sam. You know." You know the censors that have been put upon me, and what I must do to regain my spot within the dead. And she is going to take another bite at you.
Okay.
What's your parry?
4.
Okay, so I will need that vigor roll at -2.
-2. Is there anything I can do to raise my parry, or is it just a flat?
Based off your agility.
Yeah. I just meant I can't spend a Benny to like raise the test. Okay. Bigger roll at a -2.
A -2.
Well, that is. It still explodes even if there's a.
A penalty, I think, yeah.
14, 12.
All right. So you see her. She definitely takes a little. You're getting a little lightheaded. You're not feeling any of your essence leaving, and you can see when she pulls back, a lot of the wrinkles have faded away, and her hair has a little bit more luster. You can see some red coming back into it. I will see you for the other 2 debts, and she turns into. Sorry, John, to gas, and this cloud just sort of. The mist kind of moves up and away. Whew. Sam, you have no clue what she's talking about.
I turn to them. I say, I have no clue what she's
There's
talking
like blood running down, kind of staining his shirt.
It's somehow in the shape of lipstick kiss.
Yeah, Sam, of course. Are you doing any other action, or is that
So
smart
do I
aleck
look like?
seems to be your main action?
Yeah. She's gone. Do I look like I didn't lose any particular vigor
No.
or anything?
And you and already the wound is sealing.
So I can make an extra. One of my things is that I can make an extra.
You didn't take any actual damage, so you don't need
Oh, okay.
your regen.
All right. Well, then I will.
Okay.
Okay, at this point, vampire's gone.
Mhm.
4 of the whites are dead.
Yeah,
There's 1 running away.
there's one running away.
And we still don't know if any of the wisps are all
The
gone
wits
still.
are gone.
Okay. You're being very concerned that they're just like hiding and waiting for us. You know what? I would like to, this whole river is still on fire.
Not the whole thing, but
Yeah.
like the chunk that is moving away from you is. Yeah.
Okay, then I think I would still like to hit that white. I guess.
Thanks, John.
And I'm going to hit that white with another burst for fun.
All right, go for it.
It's just out of spite for being knocked into her.
A little bit. Like exclusively out of that.
Yeah. This is a spiteful burst.
Okay, I rolled a 7.
That hits.
Alright. And a 5 damage. So it doesn't do
You
anything.
can spend a penny to reroll the damage.
Oh, I
Do
would like to.
Explodes.
16.
You just shred him.
Yeah.
Or you incinerate him with the last of your next vomit of dragon fire. As you sit here, the stench, both burning flesh, burning sewage, and just the regular sewage. As it floats down, we're gonna pan out. Where would you guys be most likely to head next? What's your plan for next time? We're off next week, by the way. We are off on the 4th. My son has the Lion King musical that he's going to be in. I will be there to enjoy. So,
I don't know about the rest of you, but I can really go with some God if you run this right.
I could definitely go for a shower.
so maybe a break apart for a bit and then reconvene at an inn, a bar.
At
Hell
the
these.
Bet Noir.
All right, so
Reconvene at the Bet Noir.
we reconvene at the Bet Noir. All right. Well, that is the end of this session of Crucible of Realms. We're about halfway through Welcome to the City. We got some new mysteries. We've got some new foes. We've got some new needs to have our characters bisect. Go figure. We will be back in 2 weeks with more Crucible of Realms. We're probably going to rerun next week. We will be back on Thursday, and on Behind the Screen, I'm going to be talking with Matthias, a friend of the show. We're going to be talking about using alignment as GMs. So it should be a ton of fun to chat about. And we'll be back. If you like what we do, please consider following here, following us on YouTube. Leave a comment. Give a thumbs up on the YouTube video when it goes live. It lets the algorithm know, hey, this is fun stuff. Other people should be checking it out. If you're not a member of the Iconic Patronage and would like to be, jump over to patreon.com/Iconic Production. You get a ton of behind-the-scenes notes. You get behind-the-scenes early access to some of our episodes and an invite to our Discord channel where you can chat with all of the members of the Crucible game as well as a ton of other really cool people. So with that, we will bring our episode to an end for tonight. Until then, first of all, thanks to all of my players. Really hoping to get that before the skis came out. Thanks to the chat. As always, you guys are fantastic. I love hanging out and playing games with all of you. We will be back in 2 weeks. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay gaming. I am JM. This has been Crucible of Realms, and this is an Iconic production. Aces Wildcards.